And I'm Lydia.
And we're your everyday muse. We want to share stories with you, discuss news items, bring you into our musings, and hear what you have to say about our topics. Lydia and I usually agree.
Oh, I think we mostly disagree, but after all, that is what musing is about. But before we go into our personal musings, we wanted to introduce you to our town a little bit.
Bay Village is an enchanted little town on the shores of Lake Erie. It has wonderful people, wonderful sights. It also has some dark moments in its history, and in later segments we'll discuss those with you.
We're starting here in Cahoon Park, which is in the center of Bay, the hub of all activity. There is a lot to see and do in Cahoon Park. Activities take place throughout the course of the year. Right now we are standing at the Rose Hill Museum, which is the original home of Joseph Cahoon.
And Joseph Cahoon and his family were originally from Vermont. And he moved his family to this site in 1800, and by 1818 he had a home built, and it became the Rose Hill Museum. Joseph Cahoon and his family really chose this site because he was a miller by trade, and he needed water. And there certainly is plenty of water here with Lake Erie and Cahoon Creek.
But I've heard that it's haunted.
Some of the locals do say it's haunted. There are people who say they have seen shadows go by the windows. There are people who say they have seen lights in the windows. We really don't know if it's haunted. We do know that it's a very cool place to take your kids to, because you'll see period pieces from the time that Joseph Cahoon and his family lived here.
Some of the other things that are in the park are the herb garden, a gazebo, a rose garden, and plenty of land for activities such as soccer and baseball. You will find the Bay Days, which take place around the 4th of July when the carnies come to town, and hopefully we'll be talking to them a little later on. But the neat thing about this park is the tradition that it holds.
Absolutely. Joseph Cahoon and his family bequeathed this park to the city of Bay Village, and one of their stipulations was that this city could be used for this park could be used for organized activities 6 days of the week, but not on Sunday. They were a very spiritual people, and they decided that Sunday was the way to worship. So that's what we do here.
We think it's very unique, and we're not sure many other cities have that tradition, but we like it.
It's a very nice tradition, and it's a beautiful site, so please keep this in mind. We do have a few other sites to show you, though. So we hope that you come with us. We're going to take you to another wonderful area in Bay Village, and we're on our way.
Let's go. Further down Lake Road now, and we're in Huntington Park. Huntington Park is home to many activities also. Behind us, you can see our two friends. They were probably made by local artists. Bay Crafters is the house behind us, and that is where all of our local artists display their wares. Bay Crafters also holds art classes throughout the course of the year. The building next to Bay Crafters is now a coffee shop. It used to be the original Bay Crafters. It was much smaller.
And we desperately need a cup of coffee. I want you to know that.
Used to be a tea house too. The other home that sits, or building that sits behind the coffee shop is a playhouse. It was the last remaining building on John Huntington's estate, and it was moved here in 1958 and turned into a playhouse. And ever since then, they've had wonderful season after wonderful season.
We're located here too, right along Lake Road, and Lake Road right beyond that is Lake Erie. Lake Road is a very famous Indian trail. What's also really neat about this park, and we're not sure it's going to come back, but there used to be a medieval fair that took place here. It took place for years, and you could come here every single Labor Day and see men jousting and women in beautiful long gowns, and you could eat to your heart's content. And then if you got too hot, take off your gowns, go over to the beach, and go swimming in Lake Erie. We're not sure it's coming back, but we sure hope so.
Yes, it really was a lovely, perfect setting for a medieval fair and a great place to muse with all that going on around you.
As you can see, we do like to muse, and we have wonderful backdrops here in Bay Village to do just that. So we hope as time goes on and we have more segments where we discuss issues, you will enjoy our musings and you will let us know what you're thinking.
One of the reasons I'd like to do this is because I would like some feedback and opinions on events and issues that are taking place in the environment that we live in locally and on a more global level.
Absolutely, and I think you're going to enjoy our topics of discussion. We have enjoyed coming up with some of the topics, watching the news, listening to people, listening to their concerns and their issues, and as we bring those up, again, with yourself, we want to hear what you have to say. So until we meet again, we hope you have a good time using. I know we're going to have a good time using, and we'll see you then.